Hello YouTube, TeamAonn.com, where you may be watching this. This is Odogoo with Team Aonn. And we are here on the cusp of Loki dropping. It is very, very close, guys. It has finally come with all of our waiting. But there's something that I want to talk about first. This has been requested. Basically, someone asked me to talk about the timeline and whether or not Loki in the new timeline was still tortured by Thanos, because it seems that there is a little bit of confusion in the fandom, so I wanted to address that today. And a lot of this is taken from Endgame, so Endgame spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, you should probably watch that before watching the Loki TV show. But we're pretty much going to be looking at dates and also the whole multiverse theory, because there is going to be multiverses, such as, for example, in the whole Doctor Strange movie that is coming out. Now, the dates that we've got to look at is when Thanos does his jump from his time into the future, but also where Loki diverges and splits the timeline as well. And to do that, we first have to look at the Battle of New York. Now, the Battle of New York, Thanos at this point, he had captured Loki after Loki fell into the void, basically. And it is presumed that Loki was tortured by Thanos. He was at least mind-controlled by him, which is a very emotionally damaging type experience. And after that, he is sent to Earth to recover the Tesseract. Now, after the Battle of New York in Endgame, when they go back in time, which is I believe 2012, shenanigans happen, Loki gets the Tesseract, and poof, he is out. Peace, bye Felicia. And that creates a division in the timeline. And so the events after the fact would be different, such as, for example, he is not imprisoned in Asgard. Anything that revolves around his actions involving that no longer has happened, at least in the different universe that has been created, due to the fact that what happened no longer happened. Now, then there is Thanos. Now, Thanos also diverged from the timeline when he discovered that there was a time and place where all the stones are together. And I believe that is in 2014 in the timeline. It was either 2014 or 2016. And obviously that is after the Battle of New York, at least by a few years. So, to answer the base question, yes, Loki was still tortured in the Loki TV show. Because even if you do have basically slowly expanding and fracturing the timeline into a multiverse, you have to go about it of when did the initial divergence happen. And the initial divergence, at least when it comes to Loki, it happened after he was allegedly tortured and mind-controlled by Thanos. So the events pre the Battle of New York would have always happened, no matter what happened post him getting the Tesseract and leaving. Now, it doesn't matter what happens after the fact as well, because that would have already happened. I hope this clears up the confusion for the fandom as far as if or if not Loki was still tortured and mind controlled. You gotta look at the dates, guys. Things get very mucky when you do talk about time travel. This is why you do want to avoid time travel. Something the Flash never remembers. But guys, this is Odogoo with Team Aonn. Remember to like, subscribe, check us out at teamaonn.com. We will be talking about Loki, guys, as we watch it. But for now, this is Odogoo, and enjoy your fandom.